Hey everybody, just on my way to work here. I want to make a quick video about a subject matter. First of all, two things. One of my last videos that I made, I was leaving the church. I was on Saturday, I believe, Saturday. No, it was Saturday or Sunday? It was Saturday. Anyway, whenever the storms came through, it was Saturday night, Saturday afternoon. You know, we were about to start Mass. The weather was getting really bad. I sensed tornadoes were coming. I'm pretty good with weather stuff, and when I looked at the radar, I knew. But I was at Mass, and I felt like the Lord told me, I had my special my Pieta prayer book with me, and I felt like He told me clearly to stop what I was praying about and pray the prayer for blessing against storms. And I did, and it was getting fierce outside. The winds, the gray clouds, the lightning bolts were coming down. I knew we were in trouble. So I prayed, and as soon as I finished the prayer, the sun came out, and the storm just immediately just dispersed. And that now I know why He wanted me to pray that, because there was a tornado headed that way. I didn't know that until I just saw it on the news on Facebook, that there was tornadoes in Brantford and Cheshire and a bunch of places. So that's why God told me to pray that prayer while we were at Mass. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened to the church. The other thing is UFOs. Okay, let's talk about the subject of UFOs. I'm just going to tell you clearly, and the Freemasons, the secret service societies know this as well. UFOs do exist, but they're not from other planets. They're even in the Bible. I have actually witnessed them. My family has witnessed them. My father, who's a cop, has made reports on them several times. Jeannie and I actually called the police one time. This is going back, my God, probably before 2010. And there was a triangular black triangle floating over our neighborhood with the light a little white light at each point. And we called the cops and had them actually come, and they didn't believe us at first, and the cop came in North Brantford PD, and he was standing under the thing too. So me, Jeannie, and this cop are at the bottom of Rivaldi Drive in North Brantford off of Toon Lakes, looking up at this thing, just making no noise at all, and just floating maybe 100 feet above us, not even. This big, huge, dark black triangle with 3 lights on it, one at each corner, one at each point. That was it. And it slowly hovered up over the neighborhood, over my parents' house, and then in an instant, right before our eyes, just boom, was gone. Just took off at light speed without making a sound. So yes, these things are real. They do exist. But here's what they are. They are not extraterrestrial. God makes it clear. They are demons. I know people don't want to believe that, but and they are part of the end times. So during the book of Revelation, you're going to see aliens and spaceships and stuff. In fact, they've already announced the past couple of years on TV that these things are real. The government, the Pentagon. So yeah, they're part of the end times, great deception. When the Antichrist comes on the scene, these things are going to play a role. What they are fallen angels in disguise. We call them aliens, but they're not aliens. The Egyptians worshiped them. Many different civilizations years ago, thousands of years ago, knew these things existed. There's cavemen painted them on the walls of their caves. So yes, they've always been here, but it's because since the fall of man and Lucifer got cast out of heaven, where do you think he came? Down here. And so they figured out a way, because they're angels. They were fallen angels. They're very super intelligent, spiritual beings. They have figured out a way to create technology that mankind doesn't know about. And they found a way to create bodies for themselves, these ugly bodies. They're not human, they're humanoid things, so they can live in this dimension with us. They're interdimensional, their ships can go in and out of different dimensions. It's a lot for people to comprehend. It's really none of our business, and you don't need to worry about it, because they're not good, no matter what they tell you, and you do not want to start believing that God's an alien, because he's not, and that aliens come from other planets and are here to help us. No, it's all a lie. They are not our friends. And they are real, but they're part of the Great Deception. They're part of the end times. So they're demons. Bottom line, they're demons. Aliens are not good beings like E.T., okay? They are demons. And that's all you need to know. And just don't mess with them. Leave it alone. Don't start becoming one of those alien sci-fi enthusiasts. It is all part of the deception to get you to not believe the Bible. And so you're going to find out the hard way eventually that I'm right, and that this has already been prophesied. It's in the book of Revelation. So if you know anything about God, if you really know Jesus, you're not going to be deceived by all this stuff. You're going to know what it is. It's common sense to Christians, but lukewarm Christians and people who don't really know God or the Bible are not going to know what these things are, and they're going to fall for these deceptions. Sorry, it's dark. I'm driving in the nighttime, and there's no lights. Hold on. I'm not even driving my car. I'm driving Donna's car because my car I can't drive it. So anyway, there's other things I would love to be able to share with you, like a miraculous thing that happened last night at my friend's funeral that may possibly change my entire future. I don't want to talk about it now yet, but let's just say that there were some prophets that came out from. I have that Indian guy I post on my Facebook, Prophet Philip Cornerstone. Everything he said has been coming true. Also, out of the blue, a guy came from. He's on my Facebook from Africa. And I don't even know this guy, and he contacted me with a word from the Lord. Two of them, actually. Two different guys from two different parts of Africa contacted me, and all three, the Indian guy and the two African prophets, all said the same exact thing. They knew things about me they couldn't have known, and so far, everything that they've said is true. They knew things from my past, and they said the things that are going to be happening. One of them is a career opportunity. So let's just say that it's beginning tomorrow. And I already had to give my 2 weeks notice to my job. So I'm excited. Sorry, it's dark, but I'm here at work. I'm excited about this. Pray for me. This is just, I can't talk about, I'm not going to reveal details. I'm just going to tell you that this seems to be a miracle from the Lord. I know it is, and every part of it, from the names of the streets to the name of the company to everything, like it's all biblical names and places and amazing. And, I'm just grateful. The pay is perfect. Full-time, amazing career opportunities, and it will utilize my skills from everything I've done in the past, real estate and sales and marketing and all that stuff. It's all going to come into play. And it even, without getting to detail, there's even a part of this that also helps homeless people pretty much, or low-income people, and as well as religious communities. So I think the Lord has definitely put this in my path, and there's a reason, and if all goes well, I'm going to have a great career in future, and it might even help me with living conditions, and it'll certainly give me enough money to be able to afford to have my own place and a new car and all that stuff. So I am hoping and praying that I prayed about it before I started the process. It fell in my lap. I was selected by a very powerful person in the company, who, it's like right place, right time, but it was divine. It was all divine intervention. But the day before this happened, Friday, this guy prophesies from Africa and tells me, "Oh, you're getting a new job tomorrow." I'm like, "No, I'm not. There's no way. I haven't applied for anything." He said, "No, God's been doing this. He wanted me to tell you, that this is coming, and, it's going to blow your mind." And I'm like, how it's all perfect timing and perfect everything. And it's going to give you everything you need to get you to the next level for what God needs you to do. And I'm like, hey, I gave Jesus, and on Friday and Saturday at Mass, I told the Lord, I said, "Lord, you know what I need. I'm not going to ask you anymore. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm trusting you. I'm just going to be all about you and drawing closer to you. And I know that you will handle my needs in my future, financially, car-wise, living condition, everything. I'm just trusting you." Wife, this guy even said I'm going to have a fiance in the near future. 3 prophets said this. And I'm like, oh, well, where's that coming from? Like, I don't know of that on the, I mean, I don't know anybody. So it's just amazing. So I'm just going to see what the Lord does with this. And so if all these prophecies come true, then my mission is going to begin in life. And I'll, so anyway, I just wanted to cover those things. I'm at work, I got to go. But please pray for me that all these things work out.